Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and today I'm going to read for Valerie. Had an excellent question. She wanted to know if the Department of Justice, which actually I think it would be the NSA, National Security Administration, do they know that foreign money has infiltrated the GOP? Because it's come through in several of my readings, so it was a really good question. So I'm not sure which system yet. As I start shuffling cards, I'll figure out which which system is best to look and see. I'm thinking probably I'll use the Lenormand or Lenormand. So yeah, and do they know that money came through? Into the GOP, and then maybe it's gone. It's somehow behind the Arizona recount, which, they're planning to do it in other states as well. So, anyway, I'm going to drop the camera down, get this thing started, and see what's going on. Okay. Okay, so I decided to use the Lenormand, like I said, but I'm using this extended deck by Ryan Edward, which is a combo of the Lenormand and Gypsy. So there's 52 cards. So I assigned the 45 card in here to be Trump if he wants to show up, or if, in getting to the bottom of the truth, if that, if he needs to be in the mix. And I've assigned the man and the woman card because there's only two people cards in the deck. Unless we use like the dog or the snake, things like that. But I've assigned the man and the woman card in the deck if it wants to come through to be officials of the NSA, National Security Administration. Okay, so I need to draw 27 cards to get the spread I want. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I will timestamp this, so you'll be able to fast forward. I'll probably put it like right in the title. Okay, 5, 6. Ooh, there's a man. 7, 8. Oh shoot! Maybe I do have to raise the camera up a little more. 4. Let's see. Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, hold on. I'm going to pause it and raise it up just a little. Okay, so bear with me while I get them all framed up, because this top row kind of sets the, the frame for the rest. And 45, Trump has shown up right here, and they are watching him. Wow. Here's the NSA right here. Okay. This top line is really showing the story right off the bat, because these other two rows that are going to go underneath, this top row has control over those two rows. So we'll see like the forces weighing down. And I'm also going to read the four corners to give us the story, or the frame of the information. And there's the men and women. Not that one's in any better order than the other, but they're working together. Absolutely. Okay. I hope there's enough light. You know what? Let me turn on this other lamp over here. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, so reading the four corners here, yeah, there's new, I need my, here we go. There's new work, repetitive work into 45. There's new looking into the abuse of 45. This could be a sting operation. I just heard that. That's not the normal meaning of this card at all. It's a Cupid card, and it has to do with impulses. Of course, we know that Trump always had an impulse control disorder. This card next to it tells me that this is money that's been received and they've been partying with. The party itself. I just heard the party. It's the GOP, the party itself. Wow. Okay, so a sting operation on the party itself is coming in the future, because the way I read is past, present, future, like that. But I do take the four corners very seriously. This isn't a grand tableau. It's kind of a mini grand tableau, a little bit more than a mini, but I take the four corners very seriously, and then the cards that touch the four corners give me more information. So, yeah, there's new work that's going to just keep going and going and going into watching 45. And this could be an independent, because of the cat card here has to do with independence. This could be like independent work. There could be two organizations, so of course the DOJ and the NSA are deeply connected. So this could be both. And they've created a new organization to look at this betrayal. And they are listening. They have, I think they have things on tape here from when 45 was in the White House. And they're finally working to get through, everything that was on this like secret server. Very secret server. They've got gifts, the gifts of information from when Trump was, the big old bully in the White House, and all the ways he was seduced, and of course what his goal was. I'm just reading this through the lens of Trump at this point. Now I can, actually, let me keep going here. Trump is the bully in the White House, because this is the past, remember? But the four corners are talking about presently and into the future. The bully in the White House has been taped. That gift's going to keep on giving. There's an independent commission to look at it. There's many branches within the system of the administration. So this would be another clue that would be NSA and DOJ and any other, this independent commission to look into where he's betrayed, where Trump has betrayed, and they have it on tape. Wow. Wowee. And they have it on tape that he was connected with, in his like immaturity and, and again, who knows? All these guys could be afraid for their lives. I mean, just like what's her name, Liz Cheney is saying, and she's got to be right about that, because if we just look at how money was infiltrated. Now, I did read on, there's a video on Sheldon Whitehouse, and he's the one that is kind of, he's feeding information from that he's gotten. And he wants an independent commission, I think, or he wants an inquiry, an investigation, major investigation into the Heritage Foundation, the Federalist Society, maybe even Opus Dei, and for sure Citizens United, because that's when all this went down, after a 2010 ruling that Citizens United could be, super PACs could happen, basically. And I think Citizens United was the first one. And the problem with that is that money from anywhere can be hidden. They don't have to disclose where the money has come from. So, of course, we have, the goal of the foreign money here, that's the key way, so that gifted money could come through and it wouldn't be seen. It could come through wire transfers, and it couldn't be seen as to who. This woman card could even stand in for, what's her name, Rebecca Mercer, or any other woman that is involved. I mean, because I can read these cards on, they can have multiple meanings as you dive deeper. So, but anyway, the hidden money can come through because of these organizations, and that needs to be changed. It looks like it will be in the future. Like big changes because of a sting operation, and they're watching where, like whose nest eggs have been nurtured, like where's the money going into, because the flame has to do with nurturing something. And one of the nurturing cards, we've got the nurturing card here too. Yeah, let me leave that alone for a little bit before I dive into that, because that is definitely the future. So they have tapes of the betrayal. Some of these GOP members, because we have to remember this would be, all the GOP party, and because my original question was, does the NSA know that foreign money has infiltrated the GOP and could unknowingly be in there behind the Arizona recount, which could turn into a Georgia recount, and any other swing states recounts. So it's a big ball of cloudy darkness from this foreign money. Had the goal to get in there, gift the money, and it wouldn't be seen. It would be obfuscated, and this is how GOP members could be compromised, and this is why Liz Cheney would say they could be afraid for their lives, because it's a kind of thing where, like if somebody donates a bunch of money to you or your cause or your foundation or your, nonprofit, even whatever it is, and then later on they say, I'm a Russian oligarch and I live in whatever, then that comes out, or they could threaten that would come out. So there's this bullying, and many branches of, like where the roots of the money have come from, and these people being betrayed. So they've got a system in place, this dark money, this dark foreign money, and it could even be money from, sex trafficking, it's money laundering, of course, black market money laundering is in there. And once that's in there, that I don't know if probably Wayne LaPierre of the NRA, he probably screwed himself over just because of his, I don't know that he needed foreign money to do that. Or maybe once he was, I don't know, maybe he's in some self-sabotage. Maybe foreign Russian money came through to him, and he just said, well, what the heck, I'm going to do whatever I want then because I'm going down at some point. Who knows what goes through these minds, and whether or not, how sane they are. But it's easy to see how they could be compromised. Because if they don't know where the hidden money's coming from, because it's come from some super PAC that the Federalist Society or the Heritage Foundation or Citizens United or Opus Dei or any of these other companies that we don't even know about, these funding institutions that we don't even know about, that have given gifts, they wouldn't know. They're just, the NSA is just looking for all the avenues that it could come through from foreign countries. They're definitely looking, that's for sure. But the deal is, these people that suddenly get money and donations to run, because it's very expensive to run a campaign, and that's been the problem. It was Katie Tur and the other gentleman with her, I can't remember his name. He's done so much work on helping the migrant children, trying to get them relocated with their parents or families. I want to say Joseph something, but I think I've got it all wrong. But anyway, Katie Tur and he did an investigation a long time ago, a couple years ago, I think. It was probably in 2019, if I remember correctly, but it could have been 2020, where they exposed, or they dug into it and figured out why, why foreign money would be so easy to get into these people, because number one, there's this subterfuge of these major corporations, the strength, the money, power, and the strength and the protection that could be hanging over anybody in the White House, and they have this goal, this foreign goal, to cover it all up, of course, but to have a specific outcome so that they can weaken the USA. Because I don't know why they think that they win that way. They're ridiculous. Their brain, the little guy, in the foreign country over there, obviously his brain doesn't work right. Because anybody with half a brain would understand that we're all stronger together, and if we work together, and if there's... But then again, they got to hide their black market money, right? Ugh. Anyway. So Katie Tur and that guy, they exposed how difficult it is for people to get campaign contributions in the sizable amount to swing an election. And the GOP has known for years that the only way that they can win is to cheat and do, redistricting, gerrymandering, and to create voter suppression laws and to keep people that, the ordinary average American who is in either below poverty levels, or even mid-income, to keep them away from the voting booth, to keep them away from the power of their one vote. So, of course, we have this electoral college, we have this big mess that needs to be fixed. But this reading is just about whether or not the NSA knows. Well, I would say yes. And all of everything I just laboriously spoken to is the lead up. This tells me everything that they know. And they have tapes on Trump and anyone else who was in the White House, and that's been in that secret vault, I would think, or secret server. And they understand. So yes, it's all a big yes. They do know, and then they can see the seduction from the foreign, we're knighting here, seduction, 2 down and 1 over, from the foreign goal to receive the gifts into any GOP member. And that's why so many of them are compromised now, because they didn't even know where the money came from, some of them, and then other ones didn't care. When they found out, they didn't care. The 15 of them that went and visited Russia, we have to say they didn't care. They went there to get money. The other ones, we can't say that, or at least I can't. So, the good men and women of the NSA, they definitely have been caring. Things have been revealed to them, and they have been watching ever since 45 has been in. So I think a lot is going to come down the line. And I've done so many readings on what's going to come down the line on Trump and other people. With all, if just go to my karmic readings on politicians playlist, and have at it, and you, it never comes out good for any of them. I can't always see exactly how it's gonna come down, but I do see the end result, and Matt Gaetz is in there as well. Anyway, so it looks to me like in the future, the men and women of the NSA do have control over getting inside of the foreign hidden wire transfers. What's at the heart of these wire transfers is this foreign money. The blood of the money, the pump of the money from foreign sources will be revealed. And they're watching. They're watching on who's been keeping the flame going in this fire of foreign money. Just looking at the diagonal here, yeah, they've been watching. They've literally been watching. They have control. It's been revealed. They're watching. They're even going to be successful at this because they've been watching who's been pumping money and trying to hide it. And then here we have in this diagonal Trump, and he's been a big major player to keep fueling the fire, to keep that going, because he's been in bed with Putin since the 80s. And, Russian oligarchs and Russian mob since the 80s. Or maybe even since birth, because his dad was in bed with these people. So, you know what I mean? It's like it went from the Italian mob to the Russian mob. And, what year it exactly happened for Fred Sr. and, his spawn below him. Who knows what year that was? I don't know. But Trump has been fueling the wire transfers that have been hidden, and the source is foreign. And yes, it's foreign, hidden wire transfers that has the GOP just, partying down with so much money. But in the future, a sting operation is coming. I can't say, well, if Trump has control over changes, maybe he's maybe he's a confidential informant. Maybe he's been flipped a long time ago. I don't know, man. My mind goes crazy sometimes. Now I'm wondering if he's a confidential informant and has been for years, would that be why they haven't taken him out yet? Because could it be that this has been a big sting operation all along, and they're trying to pull out? They're trying to bring out the, all the people underneath to try and get to Putin, or to try and get to these foreign oligarchs. But then again, there's no extradition treaty from Russia or from China or from, I don't even think, from Saudi Arabia. They can hide in Qatar, they can hide in Morocco, they can hide in, all these other countries and live wherever they want. Just about. They just can't come into the USA. Yeah, it's the way Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell were able to hide for so long. But when they want to find them and get them, Well, they just have to wait. They literally have to wait and be very, very patient. They have to wait until they try to travel somewhere, and then they nab them at an airport. Or if they can manage to like raid them. I imagine anything could be done at some point, but you know, whether or not Trump's a confidential informant, I suppose, is another question on down the line. Let me know if there's enough of you that want to know that. But what I can say when it has to do with, does the NSA know that foreign money has infiltrated the GOP and is possibly behind the, you know, this recounts through cyber ninjas, and that I don't know about, but for sure I can say yes, they are watching and they know, because they landed up here in the top row with having control. And yeah, they do know. They've even I think been trying to seduce foreign people so that they can nab them. Yeah, wow. It's like, you know, you have to go back and watch all the episodes of The Americans. Remember that show with Teresa Russell, and I can't remember that guy that played her husband, and how they were, you know, Russian implants, lived their whole life in America, and then, oh, I mean, this is dark. It was such a dark series to watch. I only watched it just so that I could see how it worked, like how they worked. But I had to fast forward many violent scenes. So, but anyway, short answer is yes. Yes, they've been watching, and there's possibly a sting operation that can come down someday. And it's possible, it's also a little bit possible that Trump is a confidential informant, and that's why he thinks he's Teflon Don and he can get away with anything. Wouldn't that make sense? Yikes. So, okay. God. Oh, I'm going to close this up. I hope you guys are well. Hope you've had a wonderful weekend and doing good. Okay. Meanwhile, take good care. I'll be back later.